Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Real Talk with Coach Sherry, and this channel is about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, and of course, real life, real issues, and real talk. I want to take this moment to invite you, if you are not yet part of this team, to hit the subscribe button and the bell for notification. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you think someone else in your circle needs to hear this message, share this video out. Leave a comment down below so that I can know what your thoughts are around this topic. I love comments. I love to see what you're thinking. If you have any questions for me, definitely leave them in the comments below. So this video is going to be about strategic planning. And everything, just about everything you do in life needs a plan, and you need to be strategic about it. If you are in a business, you need a strategic plan. If you are trying to get on the right track, get on a career path, you need a strategic plan. If you are trying to determine what type of education you are going to need to get to the next level, you are going to need a strategic plan. If you are wanting to be in an amazing relationship, you need a strategic plan. If you want to go on an incredible vacation, you need a strategic plan. So I'm going to give you 6 steps to develop a strategic plan. So step number 1 is to identify the problem. What is the problem that you're trying to solve? What has come across your desk? What has made you aware and it is a problem? It could be a problem with people, maybe your community, and you might decide that, you know what, I want to do a nonprofit organization around homelessness. I want to do a nonprofit organization around period poverty. I want to do a nonprofit around career readiness. What is the problem that you've identified in your area? It could also be the lack of resources. It could be the lack of training. It could be the lack of a particular item and you can create it. It might be really cold where you are and you knit very well, so it might be you making scarves or hats. It could be a variety of things, but you have to identify the problem that you are going to try and solve. It might be that you need more rest, and so you want to go on a vacation. That could be a solution to that problem. What is the problem that you are strategically planning for? Next, you want to do research. You want to research a solution. So even though you may have some ideas, you really want to go deeper and do research. You want to call around, see who is already doing it. Remember, the wheel has been invented. So who is already doing what you are proposing to do? Who is already solving the problem that you see all around you? Call them up. Find out who the contact people are. Call them. Ask them, how did they start? What are they doing? What are some of the pros and cons? It could be in business. Even for vacations, you don't just go anywhere. You call up. You ask around. Have you ever been to? Did you ever go? You call the hotels. You ask about the accommodations. You look them up on the websites. So do your research. The next thing is to develop a strategy. All right, so you know what the problem is and you found that there are solutions. So you want to develop a strategy. The strategy can include how much money you may need to save up. A strategy may include getting partners to help you because you know other people have talents that will go perfectly with what you're doing. You could also be developing a product, information, writing a book. What strategy are you using? Now is the time to develop that strategy. The next is to effectively communicate what you have that can solve that problem. How are you going to effectively communicate it? How are you going to message it so that people will know that it's there? How are you going to effectively message it so that people that you may need to help you or to get you where you need to go can be of assistance? How are you going to put it on social media? What is your website going to look like? What is the name going to be? What is the tagline? How are you going to communicate it effectively? When you go to networking events, how are you going to talk about it so that people will know exactly what it is that you do or that you offer? And the fifth is to implement. Implement your strategic plan. All right, you want to put it into play. You want to evaluate. You want to observe. And you want to pivot when you have to. Sometimes your plan, your strategic plan, even though it was mapped out perfectly, may not always go according to the plan. Because we know God has the ultimate plan, and He may flip some things around and you might be turned in a whole nother direction. So you have to be willing to pivot. So you want to evaluate. You want to make sure that everything that's going on is up to par, that it's up to standard, that everyone understands their role, that everything is just going into plan. You want to evaluate that. You might have to write it down. You might need to journal that. However you want to gather the information. It might be with pictures. It might be through communication. There's a lot of different ways that you would be evaluating and observing. But remember to always be willing and available to pivot at any moment if you have to. And a pivot is not a bad thing. Some people don't want to let go of their plan, and they really miss out on their true blessings. So don't be so married to it. Don't be so attached to it that you cannot let it go. Number 6 is to rinse and repeat. Okay, we don't want this to be one and done. If your strategic plan was on you going on vacation, you don't want to just have that one vacation for the rest of your life. You want to be able to rinse and repeat, do it even better the next time. You want it to continuously improve, so you always want to debrief. You want to figure out what were some of the great things, some of the pluses, and what are some of the things that need to be changed for the next time. What are some of the deltas? You want to write that down to make it plain. And this way, it'll always be better. So your strategic plan has to be written out, laid out, identified, researched, evaluated, observed. It needs to be effectively communicated, and it needs to rinse and repeat. We are not doing this so that it is one and done. Your business is not one and done. Your career is not one and done. You continuously do it and you continuously improve it. And that is what your strategic plan is going to help you to do. I hope that you were able to get a nugget from this video. Once again, I invite you, please hit that subscribe button and the bell. And remember, I go live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I would love to see you in the live chat. So until we speak again, remember, practice how you play, because when you practice hard, you will always play to win. This has been Real Talk with Coach Sherry.